Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into something a little concerning. It's about a recent recall of some really popular acne treatments.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
And it's all because of something you might not expect to find in your skincare benzene.
Right.
We've got some breaking news from USA Today, and the FDA has even put out some announcements. And then there's been some additional stuff from other sources too. But I guess before we really get into it, we should probably take a step back for a sec.
Sure.
I think most people, when they hear benzene, they think of like that gassy smell at the gas station,
Exactly.
like not something you'd want on your face.
Right. Yeah, it's that colorless liquid, but it's actually found in a lot more than just gasoline. Think plastics, dyes, detergents, all sorts of things.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
So it's like all around us, but
Yeah.
how did it end up in acne medication?
Yeah, well, that's the question everyone's asking, right?
Yeah.
And it's especially concerning because benzene is a known carcinogen.
Oh, wow. So this isn't just like it might irritate your skin kind of thing. This is serious stuff.
Yeah. The CDC has been pretty clear about the risks associated with benzene exposure.
And I know the Department of Health and Human Services has linked long-term exposure to things like leukemia.
Right, especially when it comes to breathing it in regularly.
Okay, so obviously using acne cream isn't the same as working in a chemical plant, but still, it's a bit unnerving. So what exactly are we talking about here? Which products have been recalled?
Well, there are several popular acne treatment brands that have voluntarily recalled specific batches of their products because of this benzene contamination.
Okay.
And we're talking about some big names here: Walgreens, La Roche-Posay, Proactiv.
Wow, those are like the big players in the acne treatment game.
Yeah, exactly. SLMD and Zapzyt are also on the list.
So this isn't just some random off-brand stuff. This is like the stuff you see advertised everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so what specific products are we talking about?
Well, for instance, La Roche-Posay's Effaclar Duo, that's a popular one. Proactiv's Emergency Blemish Relief and their Skin Smoothing Exfoliator are also affected.
Okay.
And then from Walgreens, there's their Acne Control Cleanser and also their Tinted Acne Treatment Cream.
Got it.
SLMD's Benzoyl Peroxide Acne Lotion and Zapzyt Acne Treatment Gel.
Hold on. Benzoyl peroxide, isn't that like the go-to ingredient for fighting acne?
Right.
I mean, I've used products with benzoyl peroxide for years.
Yeah. And a lot of people have. It's very effective.
So is benzoyl peroxide bad now? What's going on?
No, it's not that benzoyl peroxide itself is the problem. The issue is contamination during the manufacturing process. So you've got this perfectly fine ingredient, and then somewhere along the line, something goes wrong, and boom, benzene gets in.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense. But how is this just being discovered now? If it's a manufacturing issue, shouldn't there be systems in place to catch this kind of thing?
Yeah, you'd think so, right? That's what's so interesting about this whole thing. It was actually a combination of independent testing and then some companies doing their own internal quality checks that flagged the benzene levels. So it doesn't seem like some big cover-up. It seems more like they're genuinely trying to fix the problem.
Okay, well, that is a little reassuring, but I'm still a little freaked out about how this slipped through the cracks.
Uh,
So let's get to the heart of the matter. How worried should we be? Is this a throw out everything and run kind of situation?
well, that's where the FDA's assessment comes in. And this is where it gets interesting. The FDA has actually said that the risk of developing cancer from using these specific products, even if you use them every day for years, is considered very low.
Okay, well, that does make me feel a little better,
Yeah.
but I have a feeling there's a but coming.
Haha. You
Uh-huh.
know me too well. There is a but. The FDA still says it's a good idea to talk to your doctor if you've used any of these products.
Yeah, that makes sense. Better safe than sorry and all that. We've been talking about these recalls, and they always mention specific lots of products.
Right.
What does that actually mean for someone like me who's just checking their bathroom cabinet?
Yeah, good point. Sometimes we forget to explain the jargon. Basically, every time a company makes a batch of a product, it gets a unique lot number.
Okay.
It's how they track things for quality control. So when you hear about a recall involving specific lots, it means not every single bottle of that product is bad, just the ones made in those specific batches.
Oh, that makes sense.
And you can usually find the lot number printed somewhere on the product packaging.
Okay, so it's not a total toss everything situation, but I should definitely check those numbers.
Exactly.
This whole thing just makes me think, though, how often does something like this happen?
Right.
Like, we just assume the products we buy are safe, but clearly things can slip through the cracks.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point. It highlights how important transparency is in the manufacturing process.
Hmm.
Do we as consumers really know enough about what goes into the products we use every day? Are the regulations and testing protocols actually good enough?
It's a good question. I mean, in this case, it was independent testing that actually uncovered the problem.
Exactly.
So who's looking out for us when that doesn't happen?
It's kind of a wake-up call, isn't it?
Mm.
Maybe this is the push we need to demand more transparency from the companies that make these products and to really advocate for stricter testing.
Yeah, maybe we're putting a little too much trust in the system. It makes you think maybe we all need to be more proactive about researching the products we use. Actually read those labels.
Mm.
Maybe even look for brands that are known for being transparent and having really good quality control.
I think that's a great idea. After all, knowledge is power, right? The more we know about what we're putting on our bodies and how it's made, the better choices we can make.
Definitely. I mean, we spend so much time worrying about eating healthy and exercising, but then we just put all this stuff on our skin without thinking twice about it.
It's easy to forget about, right? But this benzene situation is a good reminder that those everyday choices can really impact our health.
For sure. So we've talked about the risks, the recalls, and how all of this happened.
Hmm.
But what does it actually mean for someone listening right now? I guess the first thing is don't panic, right? We went through all those specific products and brands earlier, so check your cabinets and see if you have any of that stuff.
Exactly. And if you have been using any of the recalled products, definitely talk to your doctor just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, for sure. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
You know, this whole situation really makes you think, though, it kind of shines a light on a much bigger issue. We buy all these products and we just assume they're safe, but how closely are they really being examined?
That's so true. It makes you wonder, like, what if this independent testing hadn't happened? Would we even know about this benzene thing?
Exactly. So it kind of makes you think, who's really looking out for us?
That's a real wake-up call.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
And it makes you wonder, are we putting too much trust in the system? Maybe we need to be a little more like, I don't know, skeptical.
Yeah, more proactive about our own health.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So like actually reading those labels, doing some research on the brands we use and maybe even going out of our way to find brands that are really transparent about their ingredients and their testing procedures.
I think that's a great takeaway from all of this. It's like that saying knowledge is power. The more you know about what you're putting in or on your body, the better decisions you can make.
Totally. We spend so much time these days worrying about like organic food and getting enough exercise, which is all good, of
All
course.
right.
But then we just kind of slather on all these products without even thinking about it.
It's true. It's easy to overlook.
Yeah. And this whole benzene thing is a good reminder that even those everyday choices can actually have a real impact on our health.
For sure. So we've learned a lot today. We've learned about benzene itself. We've learned about the specific recall. And thankfully, it seems like the risk is pretty low.
Yeah.
But I think most importantly, we've really dug into this bigger question of consumer awareness and, like you were saying, taking more responsibility for our own health.
Absolutely. And remember, even though this particular situation seems to be okay, it's always a good idea to err on the side of caution. Talk to your doctor if you have any concerns at all.
Always a good idea.
In the meantime, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay healthy.